Hey, it's Jay. We're currently on our mid-season break working hard on preparing for the latter half of Season 1. In the meantime, have a listen to the Q&A that we ran as part of the Episode 10 Listening Party livestream. If you'd like to check out the full stream itself, you can find it on our YouTube channel, which I'll link in the description of this episode, or you can look up our user, which is Strange Kind Studio, one word. A general content warning for potential spoilers and mature themes and topics apply. And just a quick heads up, some of the mic quality might not be the best of times in this Q&A. We held it through a Discord call. Yeah, the quality does fluctuate. You can also hear me stimming with my Rubik's Cube or banging about on the desk a couple of times, so my apologies in advance. I swear I'll figure out how to technology properly one day. I'd also like to let you know about a new live stream series called Wayne Dead Redemption, which is hosted over at our YouTube, where our very own Austin Sharp, who voices Wayne Sawyer, attempts to traverse the perilous world of Red Dead Redemption 2 and keep his horse alive. There were some technical issues that we're working out for the next stream, which we're hoping to run on Friday the 22nd of May. Tentative. You can check out our Tumblr, which is linked in the description, for relevant clips and future updates regarding the stream. Additionally, we're working on a special series of bonus episodes, which will be kind of like a day in the life of Boomer and Sealy Incorporated. We're looking for prompts from our listeners, so if you've always wanted to know how Daisy and Paxton fare in the kitchen, or what grocery shopping with the party looks like, head over to our Tumblr to submit your prompts. There's a lot more fun stuff heading your way, so make sure to keep an eye out on the feed and or our socials to keep up to date. That's all for now. Thank you for listening as always. Until next time. Is it working?
It might take just a
Are we
second.
live?
We are
I don't
live.
see anything as of yet.
Woohoo! Sorry guys, bear with me. I'm very sleep deprived, and 2, I have never done a live stream before on YouTube, so
There's the script, and then there's the idiosyncrasies that the actor brings to it. Because
like how
It must be an
many
idiosyncrasy.
grunts and hahs does Austin do in this episode?
Yeah. How many variations of a
Yeah.
Wayne grunt? The bug collector asks, how is everyone's day going? How y'all doing?
I woke up.
Hey, that's big. That's huge.
Yeah, I'm night shift, so like I woke up 3 hours ago. So this is like the beginning of my day, and we're already drinking.
I was about to say, starting your day off right, dude.
Oh man.
Hey, I get it.
I'm celebrating our success
Hey.
with
Amen.
20,000 downloads on Spotify, mid-season finale.
Oh yeah, we haven't made
all
the
that kind of
announcement
stuff.
yet,
That's
but
true.
20K guys, woohoo!
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
that's awesome. And
All
we are
right.
joined by your cat. You say Dusty? What's his name?
Dusky,
Oh,
Dusky.
cute.
one of the dusk. This guy.
Sorry,
Going on
folks.
like 2 days of
No
almost
sleep.
no sleep.
Yeah, pretty much. I think
Yeah.
I had like 3 hours in the last 72 hours or something like that. So it's great.
Okay, but how out of those 72 hours, how many of them were you spending editing? Like 70 of them?
Pretty much, yeah. And it's still not done. It's still not like fully release ready yet, which is so annoying.
Dude, here's a pop quiz. How many time zones are there on Earth?
Isn't it just 24?
You would be correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
My
gonna say like
initial
24
guess?
seems like the too easy answer.
I thought there was like 6. I thought there was
I
6.
thought that was more. I thought
Three.
that was way
There's
more than
something
24.
That sounds very American.
It is very American. Yeah, they don't teach us that
It's
shit.
just like, hey, did you know there are other places in the world outside of America?
Believe it or not.
So,
Oh, see, I don't know
What
about the
about
halves.
the halves?
I don't know nothing about that.
we'll do. So what we're gonna do is want to start off with going around and introducing ourselves. I guess I'll start us off. My name is Jay. Hello. The director, writer, and sound editor, designer for Mercy and Kind. What do I? Oh, pronouns. My pronouns are he, they. I live in Christchurch, New Zealand, and I just do this. This is my life.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Austin Sharp. I'm the voice of Wayne Sawyer. This is my second Strange Kind Studios project I'm collaborating with. I was a bunch of random characters in Kind. Yeah, it's been great. I think this is probably my favorite like voice acting gig that I've ever done, Mercy. And I'm so excited for y'all to hear episode 10 here in a bit.
Oh my gosh. Hi. I'm Aurora. It's pronouns. This is also my second time working with Strange Kite Studios. Firstly, I was Clover in kind, and now I'm Dr. Daisy Gray, and it's a blast.
Hi, I'm James. I take the role of Lord Paxton Cross. Pronouns he, they. I live in the strange land of Ohio. Day job, I'm a tech head and all that kind of stuff. And then it's like, but then I do the thing that I like to do, which is voice work and all that kind of stuff. I was also in Kind. I was a bad guy in that one.
Hello, I'm Sneha, or SK, whatever's easier for you to remember. And I'm the voice of Leela Sassoon in Mercy, and I was also the voice of Maeve and Daru in Kind. Both projects have been an absolute joy to work on. I know that like at first or like at some point school really got in the way, but like even then I was trying my best.
Snail was taking the finals as they were submitting lines for Kind, which is very impressive,
damn.
and I'm very grateful. Our producer.
I think that's me, guys. Okay, hi. What's up? My name is Madison. I'm the producer of both Mercy and Kind. And then I also voiced Madame Ruin. And then in Kind, I was Clover and a bunch of... Not Clover. Lucky. I always say Clover. I was Lucky and a bunch of other people.
Hello, I am Matt. I use any and all pronouns. I play Hunger in this episode, as well as a variety of other characters throughout this series. I play Bo, I play Belle, I play Stalker, Shadow, all sorts of funny folks. I play both Winter's siblings. I'm also the script editor for the show, as well as Kind, in which I also play a variety of roles. There is a small scene in Kind that is just me talking to myself, because Jay lets me get away with that.
Yes.
Honestly, one of my favorite lines that you've done throughout all of Mercy is when you're playing Belle and you go off to get Daisy and Wayne a drink and you're like, don't mind the body. That's my favorite. It's like one of my favorite vocal stems. I say that all the time.
Thank you so much. Belle was very fun to record.
And you're fantastic as Hunger as well. Like you know
Yes,
it.
well
So
done.
good.
Hey, Kyoto. I'm Michelle. I do a lot of bit parts in Mercy. Is my first Strange Kind Studio production that I've been involved in. But if any of you listen to Woe Beyond, then you might recognize my voice as Marissa Ng, who likes to punch bears, actual bears, maybe sometimes
Hell yeah.
other bears, and drive golf carts through wire fences. And yes, I was Stanwyck in the previous episode 9 that is, and also Jack's sister and mother in, what was it, episode 7?
yeah.
Where's my 6?
Oh no, 7. No, you're right. Yeah. And Dizzy as well in 8.
Yes, and Dizzy,
Yes.
yeah.
There'll be more of
Anyway,
Dizzy.
Stanwyck Nation, rise up.
Yes.
Yes, Damn It God was a popular surprise actually, the popularity.
Yeah, it seems like I still can't get over the no. What's your actual first name? That is my first name. Oh Jesus!
Oh, Jesus.
So real.
Oh, so good. Holy shit. I don't think we've introduced Goldie officially yet,
Yeah.
but Goldie Asian, you might have seen some not fan art.
Official art.
It's
The official. Hey, they barely slept. Give them some slack.
It's because when I draw Mercy stuff, I always think, oh, it's like fan art, but it's just official art. Anyway,
You're actually the creator of it. Yeah.
I keep forgetting. We commissioned Goldie to do some Mercy artwork, which we will be releasing during the break, and they've agreed to join the studio as our official studio artists. So
Hell
please
yeah.
welcome Goldie.
Hey, Goldie.
Thank you so much.
There's a golf clap.
It's an honor.
There we go.
Yeah.
I wish I had better words of like gratitude or just really anything, but it's just so amazing to be here working alongside so many talented people. And I'm just like, how did I get here? I'm just here drawing pictures, okay?
Man, we're all just drawing pictures and doing things, and that's what the collective is. It's just having fun and being able to make art with friends, and
That's
you know,
true.
Yeah.
especially gay art. That's our main purpose. Okay.
Yeah.
This is true.
Rion.
Well, hello, I'm Goldie. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm a Korean American illustrator based in Nevada, and I'm the studio artist for Mercy. Thank you so much for having me. This is my first time being part of a more, I guess, professional project, and it's really just a blessing to be here and seeing the stunning work that everyone's putting out. Jay, you're wonderful. You're a stellar writer and creator, and I'm just so happy that I reached out after finishing up Kind, because that was just amazing. What an amazing experience. And it's just so good to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Goldie. You were one of the first comments on Kind that actually finished the show.
Really?
Yeah. I think, you were like the second one or something like that. I was like, oh my God, that's so nice. I actually finished the show. I'm so happy. I'm really glad that you reached out as well. I appreciate that. I don't think we were ever muted on the stream.
Nope.
I will one day learn.
It's a good thing we didn't say anything incriminating.
That's right.
Yeah.
They don't know about the crimes yet.
Wink.
All right.
I am going to do this entire rail of cocaine.
Oh my God. Well, now it's on there.
They just
Thanks,
just
James.
got like ear blasted.
James, you can't blow up the cocaine ring. We just got it off the ground.
5-second rule, 5-second rule.
Wayne Sawyer, take us away.
All right. So yeah, first off, shout out to everybody who came out. Appreciate the support. I think the highest view count I saw was like 34, but it could have been
Nice.
higher. And when before we even started the stream, we were like mentally preparing in case like literally nobody showed up.
No one
And
showed.
dude, y'all showed up and showed out
Hell
for real.
yeah.
And might I just say,
Hell
you guys
yeah.
are actually fucking hilarious in chat. Like, you guys are some of the funniest motherfuckers I've ever met. So we're gonna get started with the Q&A. So appreciate everybody who submitted questions here. I guess I'll open the floor to anybody who wants to answer, but you don't have to if you don't feel compelled to.
Should we do the
But I'll
hand
just start
thing?
with our. Oh, you talking like in Zoom? How do you
we
do that?
don't have that? Am I showing my
I
age?
We're not-
I don't know how to
think
do
we
it in
have
Discord.
that.
Oh.
I don't think you can do it in Discord.
Oh my God.
What if you just use the soundboard?
Yeah,
That's true, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
sure.
that. I like that.
let
Yeah, let's do the duck noise.
Oh yeah, sure. Let me just chuck in a.
Oh Lord.
Okay,
There
here we
you
go.
go.
Let's get back on track, guys.
Okay, and like. All right,
way
reel
too
it in,
hard.
reel it in. So starting with question 1, this is for JN. What inspired you to do stories like Kind and Mercy, respectively? What do you think are the biggest thematic elements that represent the things you write? It's by Matt, or I guess from MQ Media, he, him pronouns.
Matt from MQ Media, he creator of Project Gnosis, who was a very good friend of the show. Thank you, Matt, for joining us.
Shout out Project Gnosis.
Hell yeah, Project Gnosis. Everyone should check out Project Gnosis, okay? If you like Kind and Mercy and the kinds of stories we tell, and you also love like diverse storytelling, like non-Western traditional storytelling, definitely check out Project Gnosis. It's amazing. And I also edited a couple of the episodes, so, you know. What was the question? Austin, read out the
Sorry.
question again.
You're talking to me. Sorry, let me
Two ADHDs in
He
one
has
room.
one job.
Right.
look. Okay, I'm trying. Okay.
Well, at the core of it, it's just gay shit. Like, so for Kind specifically, I'm East Asian, I'm Japanese, Korean, so I grew up with a lot of J-dramas and K-dramas especially. I love K-dramas. I think Koreans are very inherently melodramatic, and the stories we tell are really over the top and, you know, really rich with emotion and drama and passion. And some of the stuff is just out of this world crazy. And I think that kind of vibe is what I was going for Kind, because we're missing that drama in a lot of queer media in the West, especially in the audio drama. I mean, the audio drama is a niche anyway. So I was like, well, fuck, if no one's gonna make this, then I guess I will. So there's this one specific drama called Flowers of Evil. It's a K-drama. If you've seen it, it's amazing. Which is based on a guy who's suspected of being a killer, but he's like married and he has a daughter and he has this double life kind of thing going on. And so that's where Kind came from. Mercy was, I love Westerns. Like, I studied Westerns in school. It's one of my very niche interests. And again, there's not a lot of gay Westerns, let alone eldritch Westerns. And I also wanted to make something like a fun little side project as we were in production for Kind. So I contacted a few of the cast members like Aurora, Snare, and Austin, and James. I was like, hey, sir, we have a bit of downtime during production, and would you like to make this with me? And it snowballed from there into its own big show. And yeah. Did I answer the question?
I think you did. I think you did.
Thanks, Matt.
Are you satisfied with your answer, Jay?
I don't remember what I said.
Well, I just mean, like, do you have anything else to say?
We'll go with yes. That's
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right, then. Again, thank you for the question, Matt from MQ Media. Moving on to Kyle. He, him pronouns. Dude, Kyle.
Kyle, dude.
Sorry. Fuck yeah, dude. So this is for any of the actors. What's been your favorite scene or line to perform so far, and why?
Oh God, favorite scene or line is not an easy thing because half of the time I kind of record and then immediately forget what I did. So when I listen to it, it's a little surprise. But I think for me, I like the rambly monologues that Dr. Gray goes on that are just like overly analytical. So I would say just all of those.
Yeah, and I think that's a fan favorite of Daisy's is the quick, like, kind of spiraling monologues. They're so great. And you do such a good job.
pull
with
it
them.
off
You
so
perfectly
well.
capture that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You really do.
I particularly enjoy when you get all really freaking excited about the Dewey Decimal System.
It's the neurodivergent, excited intro.
Yeah, special interest
Exactly.
triggered, yeah.
And was it episode 9 where you like list the title of this book and
Yeah.
it's literally like 20 words
Literally
long?
that, yes. Yes, literally that.
And you didn't stutter. You didn't fuck up at all. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah, I didn't stutter in the take I sent in for sure. Amazing.
Good
There's so
stuff.
much that's cut that you don't see, chat.
That's
Exactly.
true.
There's a lesson here,
That's
and not
true.
comparing your behind the scenes to somebody else's highlights reel.
That's right. Words to live by. For me, I would say, like, I have so many favorites. I mean, honestly, the Stanwyck interaction between Wayne and Stanwyck, that whole thing it makes me so fucking happy. And the same with like Leela and Wayne when she's doing his makeover or whatever. But I think because of how much it moved me was the monologue that young Wayne, like young Sawyer, does in episode 5.
Yeah.
When like Wayne's like tied up and like he's giving him this like flashback monologue about the freckled devil. That I cannot tell y'all how many times, like, it's gonna sound edgy, but like I would sit out on my back porch at night and just look up at the sky and listen to that because it was so deeply moving for me. And it's not even like I'm sitting here thinking, oh yeah, I'm doing this, like I'm saying this. It's just like this is the writing is just so insane. Like it's hard for me to wrap my head around how good that is. And like the mental images, it's just such like brain food. It's so good. What about you, Matt?
It's really hard. I have a lot of moments I am very fond of. The scene with Belle, our first interaction, Austin, you and me, with Bo, Hiram, Hunger, even though my pets did not like the noises I made when I recorded Hunger. The character that I ended up really having the most fun doing, partially because I just kind of wanted to tell this story, is the bartender in episode 9. Because I'm just recording essentially the same line over and over and over again until it becomes kind of a soup. One of the takes, I do just a completely different accent, and then I just kept adding more and more of those, and I would always record a take in the first accent, because I'm like, this is a bit, in case Jay doesn't like it, but I kept adding more and more, just to see what I could do. At one point, I recorded the lines not in English. It was just a very fun process to do.
I always end up using it too, because they're all good. Like, every take you do is amazing. I'm like, I can't choose, so I'm just going to use all of them. And you did that for Hunger as well.
I did do 3 different voices for Hunger, and I did catch some of the other 2 voices slipping in there.
Jay, I know you've done a little bit of voice acting, but I mean, also from like a writer standpoint.
Generally speaking, I love writing monologues. You can tell. I mean, I give you guys monologues all the time.
Yes.
So,
good.
which I'm very sorry for, but you guys always do amazing with it, so.
Allows us to chew the scenery and get that going on. So it's
exactly.
all pretty fun.
At least speaking for myself, I think that's what we want. I think we want that, is the thing, Jay.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, that's good then.
You give
I'll
us
give
cool
you more
shit to
monologues
say.
then. It's all going to be monologues.
Yeah.
There's not going to be anything else.
All right, man of the hour, Paxton Cross, what you got for us?
I'm the money, Mr. Sawyer. My accountant does everything else. No, it's very simple. Yeah, I love the monologues. I loved episode 6 of the confrontation between Sawyer and whatnot, but honestly, just him being a lazy fop, just sitting in Sawyer's chair, just going and just flippantly sending lines. I re-listen to those way more often than is reasonable because I just love. I hear it and it's like, damn! I just threw enough mustard on that shit. I love it. One of my favorites is "There's a dead moth smeared across your brow." Just randomly pointing that out is just very fun for me.
All right, Sneha.
I don't know if this is necessarily answering the question because it's like not like a scene or anything. It's that whole episode of Leela kind of going on her own little adventure. That took like 3 days to record.
yes.
All of my like files for those sessions were like 2 hours long. It was just going on like that whole adventure myself throughout those like 3 days that I was recording. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and a big
you did a
kudos.
stellar job.
Yeah, you did an amazing job with that episode, and
So good.
yeah, you really made Leela your own. So here we go. There we go.
I believe the next would be Madison.
I was having trouble because I forget so many of the things I record, but I do remember Madame Ruin's monologue. Her in like episode 2, because that was the first one I did for this series. I remember the Hunter the Haunter line, but just all of her lines are so goofy, and I just get to be so mysterious, and it's so much fun.
And you kill it
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah,
you
you
have
do.
that like ominous, like confident,
Hell
don't
yeah.
question me vibe. It's so good.
I would just start pretending that I'm talking to someone who I want to scare, and it's so much fun.
You like scaring people on the regular?
Dude, yeah.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me at all. That just seems very Maddie.
Thank you.
I've comparatively speaking had less character moments / lines in the show, but because I've done 4 parts so far. So my first one was Jack's sister Emma and also his mother, and then I also did Dizzy and then also Stanwick, obviously. I will say that when I did Emma and Mrs. Young's lines, when I heard them in the final, I was like, oh, thank goodness, I sounded like 2 distinct people, because that is something that I'm always fairly self-conscious about when it comes to, like, yeah, just like trying to like, oh, how do I make the timbre of my voice sound different? And being able to slip some canto in there as well was pretty fun. I did really enjoy Dizzy's, because when I was pitched the idea of like a very lazy sort of pirate mofo, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. And I did throw a few ad libs in there as well. So that was a really fun scene to do and also hear played back. I think the one ad lib that I did that I'm quite pleased made it in was when it was like, oh, is that his name? Oh, that was a bit bloody tragic.
That was great. I also loved the random Tadeo that you put in there too.
Yes.
So I gotta put Tadeo in the show, okay?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So yeah, the thing that Dizzy says when, like, in my mind I imagined him almost like slapping him on the shoulder or something and being like, hey, kia kaha, your name's not the worst, it'll be alright. Kia kaha means like stay strong, or keep strong, keep going, you got this.
She'll be right.
Yes, exactly, she'll be right. Yeah. And obviously Stanwick had some good moments, especially the whole interaction with the name. Oh
Yeah, Stanwick is
I didn't
gold.
realize Stanwick was going to be such a hit.
So much chemistry with Wayne. It just surprised me.
Dude, I'm saying.
So also it's just like Stanwick being the stand-in for, the everyday working man, which a lot of us have been in one way or another. So it's like,
Yes.
it's not just the fact that you put it across of how well you have to deal with that situation, but it's also like I empathize with him so much right now because I have to do the same exact shit.
Oh, man.
My man.
First he's asking me where the bar is, and now he's asking me if I hear strange noises. And I'm like, okay, my guy.
This dude's fucking crazy.
But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to being able to do like other bit parts across like a variety of different almost like voices and accents almost, because with What We Got, I'm doing one character is a very set specific type, but being able to branch out into different voices and even accents. I did a southern accent for Emma. That was one of the ways that I sort of vaguely differentiated her from Mrs. Young, and I did a sort of southern island variant of the New Zealand accent for Dizzy. More roticity. Yes, there are distinct regional New Zealand accents. We are small, but we still have those differences. It's the further south you go, the more Scottish it sounds because of the history of Scottish settlement in New Zealand. In fact, if you listen to archival recordings of like Pākehā European New Zealanders from the gold mining era, they just sound straight up from the West Country England, or just straight up Scottish. They've been there for generations, but they just sound like it's fascinating.
The next question is from J-A-Y, pronouns they, them. Are there any memorable blooper moments? Also, is there already a set number of episodes or seasons? And is everything already pre-written, or do y'all write as you go? Jay, if you'll quickly answer that.
Right as we go, which is not ideal. Usually I'm a few episodes ahead, but due to burnout, I unfortunately fell behind, which is a big reason why we're having a mid-season break. And there is more plans. Like, there's going to be more Mercy, don't worry. Like, we're not just going to leave it here and that's it. There's going to be more.
No.
More seasons, hopefully.
And also, Jay, you kind of already answered this one as well, what your main inspirations for making Mercy was, and have you worked on similar projects in the past?
No, Kind was my very first foray into audio drama. Editing, writing for it, working with VAs, all was very new to me. I'm still learning, so lots of firsts.
Because you have a theatre background.
Oh,
I'm interested in like you've already it's all the Edgar Wright sort of editing montages are apparent in your editing style as well. I'm curious to know like how much your theatre background and maybe film background, if you have that as well, how much that informed the way that you approach doing audio drama for the first time, technically speaking.
So I have done theatre, I've written for theatre, and I love writing plays. It's the fun parts of writing a novel where you don't get bogged down by exposition, essentially. It's great for ADHD. A lot of my writing in Kind and Mercy especially with these weird surreal bits are very, very theatre-based, like playwriting style. I did want to be a film director at some point, so I studied film and I made a lot of short films. And yeah, that's where the Edgar Wright editing comes into it.
Yeah.
I love cinema. It's like one of my special interests. My editing language, I would say, is very cinema visual-based. If I need inspiration, I will watch something.
Comes across so well. There's just cinematic editing. Mwah. As somebody who also studied film, I'm just like, it's
Hell
so
yeah.
good. It's so good.
I was so happy, like, when you told me, oh my god, is that Edgar Wright? Yes, it was Edgar Wright. Thank you so much for noticing. I love it.
So for everybody else, are there any memorable blooper moments? Starting with Aurora.
Yeah, I mean, we can start with the name of the book. I want to say that I was in the studio for like 10, 15 real minutes just redoing this one single line to get the name of the book correct. And I don't recall what the book's name is anymore, but it took me a long time.
That's a good one, and I bet I would have tripped over my tongue like saying that one I don't know how many times. So I guess my blooper moment would probably be in episode 10 when me and Jay and James were doing live direction.
Oh my goodness.
And it was and I want to say it was like 7 minutes long of James and Jay just trying to get me to understand the delivery for like when I had like a level 9 out of 10 sepsis like voice. Like I had to be acting like I'm actively dying, but also the term they used was jonesing. Like I had to be jonesing at the same time.
Yeah.
So how do you jones when you're fucking dying of sepsis? Like it was, dude. My mind was like a fucking Rubik's Cube, and I've never solved one of those, so I was like so confused. But they were like basically pleading with me for like 7 minutes, like, dude, it's like this. And anyway, that blooper moment hopefully shows up in the upcoming future. But
yeah, there was a lot with that one. I mean, you did it, like you sold it eventually, but yeah, it was a lot of work of like you're in the shower, you just went it just that much hotter, not too hot, just that much hotter.
Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
I recall much more of my bloopers in Kind, mostly because Jay left most of them in. But aside from some of the like voices I did kind of as a joke, I did do a take of Shadow where I did him as Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah, the gurgling noise in episode 10 as Hunger dies is my last take where I do it with water. Because initially I just did it dry and was just making terrible noises on my own. And then there was one take where I just actually start choking on nothing. And then I was like, maybe this would sound better with water or like anything.
You gotta suffer for your art, man. And you pulled it off.
Thank you.
10 out of 10
Go
gurgling
Queen.
noises.
Thank you kindly.
All right, Jay. Like any that you've witnessed?
I like all your ones. The ones where you have to like yell or like make weird Wayne noises and you end up like making yourself laugh. I think there's an old man noise that I actually used in episode 10 when Wayne was punched or something by hunger and he had to stand up. He makes that old man noise. I'm pretty sure that was a blooper, but I was like, you know what? That's so perfect. I'm just going to have to use it. So, yeah, moral of the story is if you're going to work with me as a VA, be careful of what you leave in because I will use it.
It's true.
Facts.
Oh, no. It's very true.
All right, James.
As an American who is speaking as a Englishman, I get coaching of, actually in England, the emphasis is on a different syllable, right? So you need to work, or you need to do a different thing. And like I know some things. Like there was one point when I was saying herbal because of course in America with herbs they don't pronounce the H. So I went, oh wait, I'm English, herbal treatment, and I actually did that. But my favorite is when Jay said, oh, by the way, the probuses, it's actually probuses. And then of course I was and then I was like, I was saying it out loud to try and get that pronunciation. And went pro-bussy, you said. How gay everything is.
I mean, that's. I think queerness is inherent to Eldritch, especially Lovecrafty and stuff. You got tentacles and shit. Like, yeah, it's just it comes with the territory.
Sneha.
For some reason, I don't have any like memorable bloopers from Mercy, but I do have one from Kind that I always think about. It's this one line where Maeve goes like getting ready to serve the post-dinner aperitifs, and then I stop and I'm like, that's a real word. I have to go look up that word. So I go look up how to say that word, and it says aperitifs. I'm like, aperitifs? Aperitifs?
Yeah.
That's her.
What the hell is this?
That one surprised me too. I was like, oh, I'm learning through Sneha today. Holy shit.
And Madison.
I do remember from Kind, I just remember getting like a DM. It's like, hey, can you just like cry as Lucky? And I had, I think, like a couple minutes of that, and I was just like, this is so awkward. And I think there was probably a blooper in there too, but I was just like, I don't think I had to cry until then, so that was really funny.
That's another thing. If you work with me, I will make you cry. As a VA. Not in real life.
No, in real life too.
I'm real sobbing, guys.
They just actually beat the shit out of me 3 times just to get real tears
Get the
for the audio. It was
performance.
crazy.
It's for the art.
And Michelle.
Bloopers. I probably tripped over myself when I was trying to do Canto, like Cantonese bits for Emma and Mrs. Young. I call myself 1.5 generation Kiwi Chinese. If we're going by like generation that was born here versus generation that has lived here, my mother is like the 7th generation of her family that has been here, at least, but the 1st generation because her father was an immigrant. So I call myself 1.5 because my dad came here when he was young. Technically, Cantonese was my first language until I started going to school. All the diaspora kids know how it be. Use it or lose it. And so I definitely trip over myself when I'm trying to get speak Canto in some of my voice acting lines. But I'm trying to push myself to relearn it. And if voice acting is what gets me to do it, then so be it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I can also definitely relate to Sneha's the pronunciation of this word. That's real because there's a poem that I often use to warm up, especially when I'm doing accents. It's called The Chaos. And it's a very long poem that is full of weird, like, English language things, like words that look the same, but don't, it's, the one I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. It's a very, very good poem for practicing, like,
poem.
diction. It takes me, like, 15 minutes to get through it if I'm going through it with an accent I'm unfamiliar with. But there are so many words in there that it's just like, I don't know how to pronounce this. I know it should rhyme with something in the previous line because that's what this poem is all about. And then I'll look, there is definitely a recording I did somewhere of me realizing what such and such a word is actually pronounced. I'm just like, No, that's just silly.
Okay, so the next slew of questions comes from our beloved Coconut 530 with Zayzem. If I'm mispronouncing that, my sincerest apologies. Xeyxem. But there are a few notes here that I'm going to read before we get into the questions. So first off, quote, I have never heard a podcast that does endings like this one. Every single one feels like a flood of emotions bursting forth from a dam, letting the listener back into the real world with a rush. They're my favorite part of any episode, and it's all due to the amazing soundscaping. Episode 3 and 5's endings still live in my brain rent-free. Thanks so much for your hard work on the episodes. And I totally agree. The endings to every episode are so fucking good. Also, this note is specifically to Aurora. Your voice is amazing to listen to. You could read a dictionary and I would still be captivated. Your portrayal of Daisy is something I always look forward to in episodes. Thanks for being so awesome, smiley face. And this one is addressed to me. The range you have is amazing, Austin. 1 minute Sawyer is making me cackle with laughter. The next, I feel like I'm about to cry with the depth of emotion you can convey. Much love. Hey, I appreciate it. Much love right back at you. That means a lot. Thank you for taking the time to say that to us. Okay, so General, what's your favorite aspect of Mercy's world and or your character, Aurora?
I think for me, I like how much the understanding of the rules of the world changes every episode. Because I feel like, for me, it's like it stays consistent, but we learn, oh, Paxton's got sort of a cleric thing almost going on. And, oh, there's magic. And it starts at just this, like, one thing with the Letitia Medusas. And then it grows and grows and grows and grows. And I think that's really cool.
Favorite aspect of Mercy's world? There's so many. But honestly, it says and or my character. And I think I'm going to have to go with my character because as like Wayne has been written from the beginning until now, it's like there's so much about him that is cathartic for me as someone who grew up in a very similar situation. When it comes to like being closeted and like rejection. I mean, a lot of people can relate to that, obviously, but it's so surreal and visceral at the same time. And the fact that when I'm speaking as Wayne, it's like I'm also speaking from my own self, I guess. And it's just, again, it's just a very cathartic, I guess, situation to be in for me. And the fact that he's so funny at the same time, and he's like kind of dumb, kind of like a himbo. He's just so lovable. And the way he's written is just so perfect.
Kind of a himbo? Kind of a himbo?
Yeah, okay, he's a himbo, all right? You know what I mean?
He's a level 20 himbo. You kidding me?
Load-bearing, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
The himbo of all time.
All right, James?
The idea that, yes, it is quintessential American West in that sense, but also, where is Mercy? Where is Temperance? Where is Elysium? And I also love how, this is definitely the past of Elysium and past of Kind. And I hear like, oh, it's Dilsterns. Yeah, okay. So they've been there all the way back in the 1800s. That's cool. So I like the overarching world building. And I like how it's like, okay, it is recognizable, but also it's ours. And I like that plausible deniability of where we are in things. Of the world building.
Your vernacular is eloquent right now, and it sounds so professional.
Guys,
But
stop laughing.
in layman terms, like I agree. I think I agree. I think I digested some of what you just said, but you sounded very great when you said it.
There's a reason he plays Sawyer.
Exactly. That's right. I don't have to think about the high level stuff. I just am the MC, and hopefully everybody else can digest it. So. Wow.
Can we get
I need a
swear noises
thesaurus.
after that one?
Matt.
I am a sucker for creature design and the ability of Jay, you're writing in these scripts, to create such an evocative image of these creatures from just words, both what is said and honestly what is not said about these creatures is just so captivating to me. I think the Letitia Medusa are fascinating. I love the horrible, like, paper people they find when Lila's dimension hopping. Jay knows this. I locked on to Flowerhead, the creature that was
from episode 5
singing that
4.
siren song. Yeah, I locked on to Flowerhead. I found him so fascinating. And I mean, I think a lot of Eldritch horror stuff rides and dies by its creature design, and this rides it all the goddamn way home. I love it so much.
Jay?
I mean, I love Mercy, obviously, and everything about it, everyone that's working. Like, everything about Mercy as a creative project I love. But I think the number one thing that I like is how I'm able to play with Western as a trope and like explore all the things about Westerns that I love, but also inject like a bit of myself into it and like other aspects of my culture and my heritage and also the experiences of being first gen. Like Leela's episode was about that. And you know, being able to explore like the unspoken or unrecorded parts of Western history, like with Jack and his family stories. And there'll be more of that in the future too, like exploring, you know, BIPOC history in the West. And also just putting in like weird little idiosyncrasies, like TFT being a K-pop idol, like, you know, just stuff like that.
All right. What about you, Sneha?
I feel like everybody's kind of said like what I love about the world of Mercy already, so I'm gonna talk about Leela.
Okay.
She's so expressive in a way, and she's very passionate, and I feel like, I don't know, I relate to her in a lot of ways. She's kind, she's intelligent, and I always love the scenes where she's fawning over Daisy, because like that's what I do too. I do the same thing. It's cute.
My lesbians.
Maddie?
I'm gonna go with, I think that I really like how fucking annoyed everyone is with Ruin. Oh my gosh. Dude, Wayne in second episode was just so done, and it was so funny to listen to when I listened to the episode. Everyone's just so done with her, and it's so funny.
That's the whole thing with Ruin, man. Like, there's gonna be way more.
It's goated. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. She's great. There's quite a few characters in Mercy. I'm not trying to be spoilery, but there are a few characters in Mercy that you think are NPCs or side characters or who aren't gonna get explored as much, but they play a huge role later on too. So it's kind of
Gotta get the 5-man band going. Who's our fifth member?
It's gonna be Matt.
Hunger's gonna
Yes,
show up.
Every
Michelle.
Matt roll in one.
Not as a character, it's just Matt.
Yeah, I'm in there. So if you listen close enough, viewers, you can find.
Like I Spy, Where's Waldo kind of thing.
Every episode.
Thing
Yeah.
I would say about Mercy's lore and world building is how it's fully integrated with Cthulhu mythos. Like it's pulling directly from sources like creature descriptions, kind of like the vibe, the energy, and like its place within the universe, like psychically sort of horror speaking. But it doesn't use pre-existing terms within source books or lore or novels or anything. It uses its own language to describe those creatures in its own names, like the Letitia Medusa. One of my favorite things to do recently is to completely out of context say to one of my friends who I'm still working on getting him to listen, I say, hey, so like, is there a creature that, and then I would like describe whatever was just described in whatever episode, and he'll go, that sounds like this, and then I'll look it up and be like, hell yeah, it looks like that. I just really enjoy how it doesn't rely on you having like a pre-existing knowledge or like deep knowledge of mythos to be able to really get into it and understand it. Although I do have to laugh occasionally when I think it was the episode where Leela first meets Lenny, and what is it? Lenny's just like, you must have a background in medicine, and Leela's just like, no, just first aid, and I'm just like, wow, okay. So she's got base medicine stats, but on first aid, she's probably got a 60.
So the last one, we're going to kind of fuse them together. So part one is, what is your favorite episode? And then part two is, if you could voice anyone else in the show besides your character, who would you choose?
This is a tough one because favorite, I really, really enjoy Jack's story, which I did like, because originally I auditioned for the part of Jack, and then I got Jack's family members when the role went to Tennis, who did a fantastic job, by the way. And it's really well done, but it's also like, as somebody who has that gold mining ancestor heritage, like in New Zealand, the gold mining Chinese immigration history very much mirrors. In fact, we New Zealand very charitably took the poll tax tip from the California Chinese exclusion laws specifically. We modeled our laws after theirs, so it's sort of, that history is very close to me personally, so it's very, very well done the way it's portrayed. But it's also so hard to listen to. Like, it's like, oh, this is great. I can't listen to it again. It hurts. Owie!
Madison?
I'm gonna go with episode 1 as my favorite, just because it introduced it all so well. I think when I was asked to voice on this, first thing I did was listen to episode 1 when it came out, and I was so incredibly excited. As for voicing someone else, I want to be stupid like Wayne. He's so funny.
Yes. He's so
I
fun.
want to be stupid like Wayne.
Yes.
Goldie may
Oh, yeah, let's do Goldie.
have a favorite episode.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
true.
here.
My fault. My fault. Please. The floor is
you're
yours,
okay.
Goldie.
It's tisk.
I have to agree with the first episode. Like, okay, to be fair, I feel like most pilot episodes in different like shows and media that I watch tend to be my favorite episode. But Jay, you just did so good. It sets up everything so well, and when I sat down to listen to it for the first time, it's like listening to Kind all over again. You know, it's just like, how do you recreate the magic every single time? It's so good, and I was just immediately immersed, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry by the end of this.
It's hard to beat a pilot
Wait,
episode.
but Goldie, if you would voice someone, who would you voice?
I'm still very new to like the voice acting space, so it's kind of hard to put my voice onto a character that, you know, already has a
Sure.
solidified voice and specific tone. But I don't know, if there's ever like a role that Jay thinks maybe my voice could be suitable for, then I'm all ears. I'm
Hell
in.
yeah. Just say the word. You're in.
Hell yeah.
You got it.
You got it. You got the
Bro's
role.
ready. Bro's ready.
All right, Sneha.
I mean, I said that I liked episode 8 earlier, but I also really enjoyed episode 5. Episode 5 was such a amazing listen. Lots of drama. It was really great. If I could voice anyone else, I want to be Goofy and say Paxton.
Oh, really?
I want to put on a goofy little British accent and be like,
The fop.
it'd be funny. It'd be really funny.
We can make it happen.
Totally agree. All right, Matt.
A personal favorite episode of mine is honestly, I love episode 9. Episode 9 is very much a favorite of mine because there are so many small things that come together so well. I love that whole goddamn dress-up sequence with Wayne. It's so funny. I think actually meeting Strauss is really interesting. I love the time loop. I popped off when, you know, they set up the thing of like, oh, there's a frog eating the electricity. And I remember reading that and thinking like, that should be real. And then it was real. And I'm like, let's go.
You know what? That should be real. Love it.
As for if I could voice anyone else, I love Dizzy so much. I love all. I couldn't beat Michelle. I could not beat Michelle, and that's no contest at all. But goddamn, I love all of Dizzy's lines. They're so
Dizzy
good.
conceptually is just so good. It's like, are you even from here? I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, Dizzy is like quintessential
Hell, I know.
Keely. Like thrust into an eldritch horror. It's like, fucking Just
Yeah,
him
that's
just-
that's why I wouldn't do a good job with it. Is the problem.
All right, James.
Horrors appear and Dizzy's just like, bugger off.
Favorite episode. I honestly also like episode 9. Like, Boomer and Seeley are together and they're investigating together. It's the group putting the pieces together, and I love it. Has some of the favorite voice bits from everyone that I enjoy listening to. That being said, I also have a special place for Dr. Daisy Gray's adventures and meeting, you know, the friendly they who's put on Wayne's face and whatnot in that whole episode. That was actually like very fun in like the super Cthulhu instance of what's happening. And on that note, I would love to have a stab at being Dr. Daisy Gray, because I think I could transfer, you know, like the learnedness of Paxton and give a spin on Dr. Daisy Gray. It would be a nice transfer of skills I'm already using within this. I think it would be a little tricky to go from, you know, the highfalutin, the fop Paxton Cross, and then go down in the dirt as Wayne Sawyer. It would be a lot more work. I'm not gonna lie.
Fire and ice and all
Swap
that.
episode.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. We can switch next episode.
Dude, body swap. That would be
Jay,
crazy.
when do we do the voice switch episode?
Oh, yeah, it's coming.
So, my favorite episode, it's tough, and I want to say episode 1 as well, just because of how groundbreaking that was for me at the time, and how like it kind of is like embedded in my DNA. Not to say that it's the best episode, I think, but I think it might be my favorite. During the intermission, it was playing like the opening, literally the first lines that were ever spoken in the series. It was playing that song in the background, and I was like right back there, like years ago when I had my fucking palate expander in, when I was getting my braces off and shit, and it just kind of brought me back, man. It was not fun, but at the time, you know, even though I had my lisp, I was so nervous. I was like, you know, they're gonna have to throw this out, or they're not going to want me to still be Wayne because of this lisp. And nothing against speech impediments. I just,
that insecurity. Yeah.
the way
But
I
I
sounded.
actually love.
Yeah,
I
was
love
very
the
insecure.
lisp. I was like, I want to keep this in because the lisp. I don't know. It was just something that I loved.
Either way, I'm grateful that you kept me and didn't
Hell
make me
yeah.
record the entire episode again. But I'm going to have to say episode 1. As for who I want to voice, I am hoping, and Jay, you can keep this in the back of your mind, but if there is ever an episode where Paxton's siblings, perhaps a male older sibling, appears, I would like to
Right.
give a stab at my posh British accent. Paxton, you old bean. It's been years since I've seen you, you old bastard.
I thought I'd left you dead in the ditch 12 miles away from here. Leave me alone.
Can't kill me, I'm Bartholomew Cross, the Invincible.
Oh fuck! I hate him already. God damn.
Bartholomew, yes, you
Dead.
old
Dead
bastard.
flags everywhere.
All right, and for you, Aurora.
I think for me, in terms of favorite episode, episode 5 will always have a pretty special place in my heart. There's just a lot going on there. Episode 5 has so much interesting stuff. I think other than 5, I also really like episode 7. I like everything with Jack. I think his storyline's really cool. If I were to play someone else, I am also going to say, if Paxton Cross has any siblings in the future. There were people in chat saying that I would do well as the friendly they.
Yeah, I saw those.
It'd be
Yeah.
so good as yes.
I'll just go with that because I'm a woman of the people.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
That's right. This is from Eco. If I'm saying that wrong, my apologies.
Yes.
He, him. Why do you guys like to direct/write/act for podcasts/audio dramas? What makes this format special for you? Starting with you, Aurora.
So I was very early in my voiceover career. It was before I had a nice microphone. Before I had like a good setup, before I had anything even remotely booth adjacent. And I literally was on like Casting Call Club looking up the word trans because I was half convinced that those were the only characters that I would or could play. And Clover was one of them that I saw, and I was like, oh, I'll submit for this, but I'm not expecting anything because it's an audio drama. It's like it seemed prestigious from the like casting call. And I was like, I'm just kind of a nobody. Let's see what happens. And then Jay reached out and I played Clover in Kind, and that was really amazing. And now I'm here. And I don't remember if there were more parts to this question, so.
I think just why, but I mean, you kind of already answered it. I mean, why is it special to you?
I think for me, it's like being able to tell queer stories, being able to tell stories that matter and that are important and that give people like me and like other marginalized communities and marginalized peoples, giving representation and voices and weight and earth to that is so important. And I think that that's why this is so special for me, is that like we're telling a story that fucking matters, you know?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well said. Absolutely. I would say voice acting is like the only thing, not to be morbid, but it's like one of the only things that like kind of drives me in life. Like I want to do this. There's not a lot of things in life that I really, really want to do, but this is one of them. That's definitely why I like to voice act for podcasts, is because you kind of get to live like a bunch of different lives in a bunch of different like universes where things that can't happen in this one can happen in another or whatever. And you can also kind of create entertainment for other people who might really need it. Like there was a period of my life where I had this one comfort show I would just watch on repeat. When it would finish, I'd start it from episode 1 and go through all the seasons. Those actors, actresses, whatever, sure, they were probably aware that there were some people out there that would do that, but maybe that wasn't their main focus. But for me, that was my main focus. If I didn't have this show to get through this really dark place in my life, I don't know what I would have done. You know, I don't know what would have saved me. And so to be a part of that reason that, you know, it helps someone get through another thing, that's legitimately one of my biggest drives. I want to be some kind of like comfort character. And so that's why I like to voice act. How did I find myself working on Mercy? Well, a lot like Aurora, I was scrolling through Casting Call Club, and this was pretty early on in my voice acting career. And I was like, I got to find something. And I originally auditioned for the part of Sujin Baek.
Yeah.
Y'all can believe that. I was not selected, and for good reason, because I don't remember his name, but he did a phenomenal job as Sujin Baek. Han,
Corey
yes.
Han.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Corey Han, yeah.
Who played the Herald.
That's right. Also, the Friendly Day. But anyway, I ended up auditioning for Detective Q&A's, and I was doing this kind of like weird fusion, like Boston accent. It wasn't a fully like Chicago Boston accent, whatever. It was like something I guess I'd made up on the spot, and I got selected for that, and then just kind of thrown in a bunch of other roles, and now I'm here. It was my role as the drunken dude in like episode or Clover, the epilogue or whatever, prologue number 1, where I was like the drunk dude in the bar. And I think that's kind of where the inspiration for Wayne came from, if I'm not mistaken, Jay.
It came from you, to be honest. I think we were talking about it, and then you were talking about your country background and how my family owns a ranch and shit. And I'm like, well, fuck, I want to make a Western. Let's do it.
All right, James.
I believe I was unemployed at the time and still looking for a job and whatnot. It's like, well, while I'm here, I've always wanted to do voice acting. I can get a microphone and, casting call club, this looks cool. And I just auditioned all the way down. When it came to Kind, I love to play villains. So it's like, yes, the corrupt governor who wants to control the world, great. The bad guy who misgenders everyone and is an oil baron, like, that's not me for real, but I can play that. And then next thing you know, I hear, hey, James, I'm planning on doing this Western thing, and I would like you to do Paxton Cross, who's, this English guy. Think you can do that? And I send a reel that I made when I was a posh vampire. They said, exactly like that! And now I'm here. I love doing the podcasting and the voice acting and all that kind of stuff. It's something fun that I can focus on that isn't everything else going on. It's like, I got bills, I got rent, I got this and that and whatnot. It's like when I can finally get that away from my brain and sit down and do voice acting, then it's like I feel like I'm doing some actual work, and I enjoy that.
Matt?
So not to bring up Casting Call Club again.
Sponsor us. Sponsor us, CC.
I was on Casting Call Club. This was the beginning of my voice acting career. Honestly, even now, I still kind of feel like I'm in the early stages of it, but this has been like a hugely motivational project for getting me forward into doing other stuff. I originally, for Kind, auditioned for the role of Joa because I liked the idea of like, the kind of conniving brother, the schemer, the whatnot. I did not get the role of Joa. The person who did get the role of Joa was fantastic in the role. Jay put out a post asking for some behind-the-scenes people, and one of the things they asked for was a script editor. And I also come from a theater background. I still do theater nowadays. I'm in a show as we speak. I also, outside of acting, have a passion for dramaturgy. Specifically, I do love new play dramaturgy. I think it's a really fascinating process. Jay, let me come on. I did some editing work for Kind. I think the initial role you reached out for was, I think your voice would be really good for Kieran Webb. Then I started, whenever there were like smaller roles that weren't cast, I asked, hey, if you don't have anyone for these, I'm happy to take them on. And then eventually Jay reached out asking if I could play a couple of characters in the second episode of Mercy, which I hopped on for. I was that Carney and the Stalker in episode 2. Then I asked, do you have a script editor for Mercy? Jay said no. Would you like to do that? And I said, hell yeah. And that's how I got myself a bit more ingrained in Mercy. As for why, like I said, I have a theater background. I love storytelling in general. I love its way to influence both the people doing the storytelling and those listening to it. And I am really, really in love with the community I feel Mercy has created, both, within the people who watch it and also just this group in general, I think has been a very lovely community to be a part of. It has made me feel a lot less small when I came in being stuck in retail hell, and I am still stuck in retail hell, but I have some more outlets that make me feel a bit more like I'm doing something I can be proud of, and I am and will always be very grateful for that.
Jay, do you have any thoughts?
I think we should go to Sneha. I think Sneha's fading a little bit.
All right. All right.
Do you need to go to bed?
I know,
I know it's
I'm
quite
a
late.
little sleepy. But it's okay. I would say my favorite part about working on like audio dramas is the creativity that I get to have with, you know, how I voice the lines. I really get to like play around with it a lot, and the amazing work on like sound design that Jay does really helps bring like the whole scene to life. How I got to working with Strange Kind Studios was also on Casting Call Club. Haha, surprise, surprise. I kind of just went down the list of female characters and just kind of auditioned for all of them, and then I saw Daru in particular, and I was like, I kind of really want her. I saw that she was South Asian, and I was like, dude, I love giving representation to those kinds of characters, since I'm also South Asian. And then I got the role as well as Maeve, which was unexpected for me. And then Jay reached out to me about Mercy, and I originally just voiced like a couple of smaller characters, and then it got to Leela. And yeah.
Dude, Casting Call Club, shout out, dude.
Everyone's origin
Yeah,
story.
quite literally.
All right, Goldie.
It's actually at the end of Kind. It was one little small thing that Jay recorded, and they were asking for artists and editors and just generally very smart people to join the casting crew for future projects and the like. I was on a call with one of my friends actually, and I was just like, you know, should I reach out? Like, is it worth it? Because her and I had actually finished watching the last episode together, and she was just like, you know what, just go for it. And I'm like, okay, fine, what's the harm in doing it? And lo and behold, like, I get an email back, and I remember it was really late and I was about to go to bed actually. I didn't sleep that night. I was just so elated and so excited to finally be part of something that's, you know, not by myself, because I do a lot of projects in my own time, but usually I'm kind of like the one or two like artists in the friend group and whatnot, you know? So it's just really nice to be part of something with other people with, you know, similar visions and similar creative processes. It's really, really nice to be here. I can't overstate that enough. You guys are wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you here. All right, Maddie.
Spoiler alert. I also found out through Casting Call Club. What a shocker.
Whoa.
I know, guys, I know. I submitted an audition for like any female role that did not say high voice, because I don't have a high voice. I didn't get anything, and I was like, oh, they need a producer. And I was so excited because I really liked the idea of this show. So I decided to be the producer, obviously, after I got chosen. And then in the Kind, like, Discord, it was like, hey guys, we're having auditions for Prologue 2. I like DM'd Jay, and I was like, can I please submit an audition? And the answer was yes. And then I got lucky. Literally got lucky, and I was so excited. And then I got a DM like a couple months later. It was like, "Hey yo, I think you should voice Madame Ruin." And I said, okay, here's a little demo." And then lo and behold, I'm here now. So, but what brought me into voice acting in general is I also have a theater background, and I love acting, and I stage manage, so that's kind of what ties me into the producer role. And I just find it so incredibly fun to do all this stuff I can't do in real life, and it's so wonderful.
Michelle.
I did not find out about all of this through Casting Call Club. What the heck is that? No.
my God.
Came.
I'm hogging.
I'm the outlier. Ah! I actually fell into voice acting like in the way that I do it now pretty much completely by accident. The role that I play in Woebegone was initially had been cast with somebody else. That person fell through very unexpectedly, very last minute, and it was a mutual friend of mine and the director for Woebegone, Dylan Griggs, who messaged me saying, hey, I remember you saying once that you used to do amateur voice acting on like the Voice Acting Alliance forums or something. I was like, yes. That was a super duper long time ago, but yes. And this friend was like, yeah, so Dylan Woebegone is looking for a Chinese, well, specifically Chinese American, but if you can do an American accent, the episode is very short turnaround. Got me in touch with Dylan, who said, here's the script. And I read him a demo line, and he said, this is great, perfect, you're in. And less than 12 hours after that initial contact, when I recorded those lines, the episode was out. And I've been playing Marissa Ng ever since. I've gotten progressively more unhinged in the character as I've gone through. Dylan asked me a lot of leeway with the character, There will be some times where in the commentary he'll say, I don't think I wrote a single line of this. I'm pretty sure Michelle just like ad-libbed the whole thing. I think it was Jim through the Woebegone community who forwarded me the initial casting call for Jack. And the first thing I did was say, hey, so historically speaking, it would actually be Cantonese and not Mandarin. I just thought I'd point that out. I'm just slide in here and correct you on your casting call.
Thank you so much for that, by the way. Oh my god.
Actually.
It's like, just historically speaking, like the northern Chinese immigration is much, much later on. Historically speaking, like pre-90s especially, a lot of the Chinese immigrant population would have been from southern China, would be predominantly Cantonese speaking. And I did end up auditioning, didn't get the role, but I did get, as I was saying before, the family members and other extra bits. What I really enjoy about audio drama is, like, I myself also have a film background. I studied film in uni, and I am technically a freelance independent videographer, digital content creator / animation. I've done some video game cinematics as well. The industry's real hard right now, you guys. I have to branch out into so many things just to stay afloat. I'm dying. But what I really like about audio drama is that the barrier of entry, that's what I'm looking for, is very low. And having that technical background myself already through film, like being able to apply the technical aspects I already know from film, and knowing theatre aspects, being myself like interested in theatre and so on, being able to apply that in a slightly different medium but making it work, it's a really interesting exercise for me. Well, I'm also really excited to see how many more roles there are coming up for non-white roles within the audio drama sphere. Even before we had more, POC or bi-POC roles in audio drama, there was certain more queer roles, and like that sort of, it was always a sort of thing like, oh, that's really nice. Wish it was more, Asian characters though, because they can always say on the casting calls, like, this character is open to any ethnicity as long as you're, like, preferably non-binary or something. And it's like, yeah, that's fine, that's all well and good, but there's the nuances, I think, of being queer and a person of color versus queer and white. It's not a level playing ground, it's not it's a different experience. Myself being Chinese and non-binary, it's going to be a very different experience from someone who's white and non-binary. And having those roles like Jay is writing for characters who are Asian or, black or brown or whatever other non-white representation, and also queer, having those in the same characters, in the same story, it's like, chef's kiss. It's just so good. It's so good.
All right, before this question gets answered, I gotta dip out.
Everybody say bye, Aurora.
Not to jump on that train, but it is nearly midnight where I am.
Everybody say
Thank
bye,
you all
Matt.
for-
Bye, Matt.
All right.
Weaklings.
Just in a bit of
Thank God they're gone, am I right? Now that they're gone.
Now the party can get started.
That's right. That's right. These next questions are from Izzy, our beloved Izzy on Tumblr. She, her pronouns. She says, I couldn't figure out how to break I want to know everything into mini questions, so I'm giving you 2 because I don't want to be greedy. 1, can you tell us where the idea came from to mix a Western with Eldritch themes? And then part 2, how does the recording and editing work with all the different characters / VAs and their interactions and such?
I mean, it's not an original idea. The Weird West has always kind of been a thing. I don't like this word, but Savage Lands, that's a TTRPG that I was a big fan of, and I used to listen to actual plays of people playing that, which is like an Eldritch Western, steampunky kind of genre. And I also listened to a lot of Eldritch horror shit as well. Like, it was just kind of naturally what was going to happen. Like, I was going to make something Eldritch, and I was also going to make something Western, so why not just mash it together? And I wouldn't just write a straight up Western as well. That would be too fucking boring.
You need to have some jellyfish in there as well.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. As for the process, yeah, it's kind of interesting. This is something that I was not expecting coming from a theater background where you'd have the actors in the same room, and then so you have that dynamic, and as a director you can kind of adjust things, and it's a process that's very like present and alive and constantly evolving, whereas with recording remotely, it's not the same. It's not present. Everyone's in a different place. No one's riffing off each other. Pretty sure a lot of it comes down to the experience and skills of the cast members too. But I think live direction brings a lot of extra and positives to it, but ultimately I don't think it took away from the show at all or from the VA's performances. Like, I think that was the biggest thing that surprised me was, yes, everyone recorded separately, but then when you put it together, it's like they're in the same room. Like, you guys actually have chemistry, even if your virtual space is virtual and you weren't even in those spaces to begin with. It's kind of insane. It's like mind-blowing. VAs are incredible for that, honestly. So that's really not a big issue. I type up the script, send it off to Matt, and Matt, does X's or ticks and corrects me on a lot of things and does his magic, and then we send it off to the VAs. The VAs do their magic, and I'm like, oh, can I please get this pick up and this pick up? And I give them extra work. Yeah, once the recording's done, then the editing process, I go into my gremlin cave for Mercy specifically, it's in, around 2 weeks for an episode. But I find that the further I get along in the season, the longer the episodes are getting, and the longer it takes me to edit. So yeah, this time for episode 10, I think it took me a few months, hundreds of hours. I can't even count how many hours I sunk into this. It's a big, long process with a lot of moving parts. Yeah.
Elder Traditions just go together very naturally as well. Like, even within the Call of Cthulhu game space, there's the Down Darker Trails setting, which is set in the Old West and has its own like rules and so on and so forth.
I haven't done a lot of Call of Cthulhu myself, but Shadows of Brimstone is a RPG in a box that really focuses on like the pulp of like a pulp Western characters going into the minds of after a demonic incursion, and also aliens are ripping through portals and of dimensions and whatnot, and that's also a lot of fun. I played a lot of that as a kid with my dad and my sister and all them. I love Weird West. It's just beautiful.
Oh yeah, for sure. Should we next question?
Dead West Mercy crossover win.
I'll contact Devin if you see this. This is gonna happen. Crossover.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Question is from Cece, pronoun she, her. How did you come up with the story and concept of Mercy? In parentheses, it's amazing, all caps, which I think we've answered, but if you want to...
Yeah, I mean, I think we've pretty much answered the question there. It's just we wanted gay cowboys, and we wanted gay cowboys in peril.
The next one is from JC, he, him. Question is regarding the ending of Kind. Quote, do you believe Give was able to save Sujin from the flames, or rather, did Give grab a hold of Sujin and held on to him as they became engulfed in the flames?
I know what the answer is in my head, and I think I kind of spoke on this in a Tumblr post a long while back. But yeah, I left it ambiguous on purpose. But I will
so it's
say,
up for interpretations.
Well, yes, but I will say, and I don't want to make this a spoilery or whatever, but one thing that I never want to do with any show that we make is is it called the bury your gays trope? Like, queer people it's a tragedy, they die at the end and all this stuff. That is the one thing that I will never do. I will never kill my gays. Yes, they'll go through hell, and I will torture the shit out of them. But yeah,
But they will become stronger at the end.
Maybe.
If we're gonna kill the gays, it's not gonna be for the sake of gay tragedy.
Exactly. Queer tragic stories, I'm so fucking sick of it. So that's never gonna be something that I'm ever gonna do. There's so much tragedy entwined in the queer experience anyway. Why would we want to watch more, like experience more of that? Aside from, using Sawyer as a punching bag. That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's his job.
Sawyer doesn't count. He doesn't count.
Exactly.
It's fine. The next one is from Anonymous, he, they pronouns. What's the process been like for writing out the scripts for Mercy? This could be anything from how you guys went about outlining the season, outlining, drafting, and writing out each of the episodes, to what might have went through your minds as you were thinking on the characters of the show.
So I have extensive plot. Like, I think my season planning / episode outlines 30-50 pages or something like that for this season. The thing with my type of brain is I'm very is it called bottom-up thinking, where you're very detailed first and then seeing the larger picture is very hard for me. I find that as I'm writing, things do constantly evolve, and also working with the VAs and the things that you guys bring to your performances make me change things about the characters, or like want to explore different things about the characters. I think one big character was Leela, and just hearing Snare's interpretation of Leela made me change her character. I think initially, like, yes, she had a strong side, but she was meant to be like super bubbly and soft and like really gentle. But then like you kind of brought this steel to her character that I really, really loved. And I was like, okay, well that's kind of an interesting side to Leela that you would not really expect. I mean, that's why I love collaborating with other people, because you bring your own flavor to your characters, to the show. This is constantly evolving. This could be a very long-winded way of me saying I'm a pantser and I'm very disorganized, but no, that's just how I work and how I write, and it's just, yeah, constantly changing. But the core of everyone's story, the core of all the characters' backstories and what's going to happen, like, I know the ending of all the characters. I know where you are all going to have to become. That is like set in stone. But everything around that evolution is kind of, yeah, constantly evolving.
All right.
I can. This next question, I might need to hop off. I am.
Oh yeah,
struggling.
Everybody say bye, Sneha.
Bye.
Chad's dropping like
And then
flies.
we're
We're dropping like
six.
flies.
I mean, it's a Sunday night.
Six
Most
of
people
us.
got work in a few hours too.
Responsibility.
Okay, so this one is from Shay, she, they pronouns. What inspires you during recording? The thing that inspires me most is I want to do justice to the character that I'm playing. Like I've said before, Wayne is just such... I fucking adore Wayne's character so much. He's just so fun to play, and I'm so lucky to be the voice of Wayne. Like, I feel so lucky. And so what I want to do is justice by my character. So that's probably the number one thing that inspires me. James?
I want to make people laugh, and I just think about like the character I'm playing, all that kind of stuff, and how I can deliver the lines to make people laugh. Honestly, I do that, and also it's like a little selfish. I want to make my fiance smile. She likes hearing me do stuff and whatnot, so if I can do things that make her smile and whatnot, it's a good day.
Oh, yeah.
Good answer.
The
Wait a moment. God damn. They were trying to be romantic.
You're right next to.
I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect the way it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm very amateur in the voice acting space. I do a couple of other projects, but in order to get better, I definitely do take a lot of inspiration from you guys, like my cast, who are way more experienced in acting than me, and all the little idiosyncrasies that you bring to your characters, like I study that like crazy, and you know, I've listened to you guys hundreds of hours per episode, so yeah, I guess that's my biggest inspiration. Is that cheesy? I
who
mean
cares?
it though.
It's
Like,
honest.
yeah.
Goldie, do you have any thoughts?
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm like genuinely a little preoccupied. You mentioned a lot of like what your thoughts were on voicing Wayne, and I was just reminded of a little comfort doodle I made when re-listening to the episode, because I shit you not, I was tearing up again. Thanks a lot, Jay.
No.
That's my boy right there.
Oh, how do we show this?
We will post
can
that
we post
later.
that on Tumblr?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Okay, we'll post this on Tumblr.
He means the world to me. I love him so much.
All right, Maddie, do you have any thoughts?
I just like to have fun. That's what I think about when I'm voicing my characters. Like I already said, Madame Rue, and I like to pretend I'm scaring someone. I just try and have fun with it, make myself smile, make everyone laugh, and just be goofy. That's it.
Love it. One of my favorite Madame Ruin lines is whenever Daisy hands Ruin the picture, I guess that Cross had been doodling on or writing on or whatever, and Madame Ruin says, "I do not recognize these writing," and it's the way you say it that it's stuck in my head.
She
for some
smacks a
reason.
lot
I
of
love it.
ganja. It's all we got. She's hotboxing.
Dude, I need to find that now. I want to know what I sound like now. I don't
It's
remember
so
that.
good. It's your deliveries are
It is.
amazing.
It's perfect.
Thank you. I stared down my wall.
She does sound like a wall starer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
well,
god, I
mean,
almost skipped you,
guess-
Michelle. My apologies.
Do better.
Not that short. I guess,
My
like,
fault.
just generally speaking, when it comes to voice acting, is just like I have a lot of fun with like the physical embodiment aspects of recording characters. When I'm voicing for Woebegone, because of the way that my character is, I'll put on this like wide knees spread apart, like cool guy, kind of a slouch. It was sort of a similar thing for Dizzy. I was sitting cross-legged, like leaning on one side, being very lazy, and I really enjoy the physical acting side of voice acting. I always find that quite fun. There's a lot of ad-libbing that goes on with Woebegone. There's a running joke that over time all of the voice actors will be gradually writing the entire script and the director doesn't have to do anything. With my fellow voice actors, what we'll often do if we're in episodes together is we'll make a copy of the Google Docs script, go through an annotator with a bunch of ad-libs and like ideas to like riff off each other, and seeing how those come together in the final edit, whatever Dylan decides to put in the final. Being able to bounce off my other voice actors in that space is just really fun. I like that part. Especially when I'm working in a creative sphere that like working independently as an independent videographer, it's just like there's so much stuff where it's just like you're by yourself. There's not a lot of isolation. So even in a remote aspect, being able to have those collaborative opportunities is good. It's fun.
The question is from Furby9619. Is there anything you want to talk about that you haven't had a chance to get into yet?
I've already sung my praises in general about what Jay's doing with Mercy, but I will say it's also it's really fun and amusing from the aspect of this very rooted in Western sensibilities, but having a Western being made by Asian New Zealander is really funny. I love it. It's great. It's perfect.
I think about that all the time. Every time I record an announcement, I'm just like, fuck, I'm so Kiwi. Why am I making this show? Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, isn't it? It's a bizarre mix. Any independent projects or other things you're excited about that you're working on currently that we can talk about and maybe direct, listeners to check out?
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm involved with that I've already mentioned is Woebegone. It's very, very long at the moment, but it's basically about this one guy's foray into a violent and mysterious online ARG.
Also has gay cowboys.
Oh, it also has gay cowboys, yeah. So it's very funny that the podcasts that I'm involved in right now, they both include gay cowboys.
Hell yeah.
And if I ever get involved with Dead West, that'll be a third podcast about gay cowboys, I'm sure. It's very good, very long, very hard to describe. It does a lot of cool things with time travel and having consequences regardless of being able to correct things. That's one thing I quite enjoy about it. And I'm also the editor now for the semi-recently released recap podcast, because it is getting to a length now, and the lore and the intensity, depth of it, where it requires a recap podcast. So I'm an editor for that. So that's my first time doing podcast editing, which is fun. So maybe one day I'll do some of my own audio drama things. That would be quite cool and fun as well.
Cool.
I also forgot that I did one episode of No Sleep Podcast recently as well. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop one of those.
Madison?
I'm in another audio drama called Breaking Point, so that's really fun. That's all I really got on the voice acting side right now. But it's so much fun, guys. You all should just get into it.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone, Goldie's an amazing artist, and we will definitely be posting their socials and introducing them as well. So please check them out and commission them.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, that too.
Yes, commission them.
Hell yeah.
As of lately, actually, last couple months, I guess, that it started becoming more polished. I've been asking a lot of my friends, and then also going on the wondrous site known as Casting Call Club, and inviting different voice actors to voice some of my original characters, which has been a lot of fun, actually. And there's a lot of doomed yaoi, a lot of it, if that's a selling point for anyone.
Oh, really?
It's just a little thing that I did for the Lunar New Year this year, which was a lot of fun to work on, and I was very blessed, and I'm so grateful to have the talented people that I did working on this. Like, oh my goodness, I can only imagine what you go through, Jay. It's very overwhelming, but it's very fun. Yeah. Thank you.
Furby said Casting Call Club mentioned drinking game. Take a shot every time someone says Casting Call Club.
Well, there's not many options out there, because most of the options you have to pay a lot of money for if you're a VA. That is the unfortunate truth. I guess I'll go next. Most of my time is spent doing Mercy, but I also am going to start working on another podcast audio drama called Fault and Stitchery. Now, if you haven't heard it, you should definitely check it out. The first episode is out already. I did not work on that one. But it's brilliant writing. If you like very good world building and writing and acting, it's just a good production. So I'll be editing that. the second episode and perhaps the rest of the season, so I'm excited about that. I have so many fucking things on the back burner. I have the next limited series for Strange Kind, which is called Himuro, and that's about vampire yakuzas. Vampire yakuzas. And so that's something that I do want to get into at some point. But yeah, most of my time is just Mercy.
And also getting Kind into a bunch of award shows. And getting, like best
true.
in this for various cons and whatnot.
Yeah.
You don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, Kind did quite well. Got nominated for a few things. Got submission into a few things. We won Sydney Webfest Best Fiction Podcast, which I was very surprised by. But also considering the amazing work everyone was doing on the show, yeah, it's very well deserved on that front.
Indubitably. James.
Indubitably, sir. I'm not currently in anything else right now with how my schedule is. I did make a couple of random 40K things, like as practice. Like I wrote, I had some old short stories, and then I put them in a thing, and then I did all that. They're fun, but they're the beginnings of something, at least. Currently my hyperfixation is Blood Bowl, which is a board game by Games Workshop, where it's a bunch of orcs and elves and dwarves and whatnot playing American football.
Is that from Dimension 20, or am I crazy?
No. It's a board game from Games Workshop.
Ah.
The same guys who made Warhammer 40K, Warhammer Fantasy, and all
never
that
mind.
kind of stuff.
Totally off. Don't worry.
Dimension 20 did do the thing where it's like fantasy high. So
yes,
like,
that's where I got it
that.
from. Yeah.
That is literally nothing to do with voice acting. That's just me being a fucking nerd.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're all nerds. It's fine.
Yeah.
Who had that one on their bingo? Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord. Okay, so I'm not in anything crazy. If anybody's ever heard of Hyun's Dojo, if you're a fan of like the stick fight animations from way back in like the early 2000s,
oh yes,
there's a community, a very, very dedicated stick fight community. And they released like a Street Fighter type game, and I voice Roger the God-Killing Devil, and it's like out. You can play it. There's like 2 versions of it, but it's like not finished or whatever.
Name this again?
It's called Knockout, like all caps with an exclamation, 1 word, Knockout. And then also I just got selected to be I got a therapist role.
You got the role.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Woo.
Thank you. It's a Steam indie horror game coming to Steam. I don't know when, but it's a very small role, but I've always wanted to voice a character in a video game, so I got to get my start somewhere. Next question. I'm sure that research went into this to accurately portray the time period. So what was that process like, and how did you get the language/slang from the time down from Furby 9619?
So I will say lots of websites, lots of online resources, dictionaries, authors who write Westerns. They are very good at sharing resources. They have like articles and dictionaries, sources, and all these online tools and stuff that if you do a bit of Googling you can come across. So that's been really helpful. My Mercy tag group in Chrome, it's reached like 20 to 30 tabs each time, and I have to keep cleaning it up, but it just gets bigger and bigger. It's insane. So yeah, and thankfully I love research. So the good thing about making audio dramas and writing and stuff like that is that you get to wear a lot of hats. So you're never bored. And I love research. I love going down rabbit holes. And I was going to use the word lore for history. Fuck, man. Such a nerd.
Reality lore.
It's the perfect word.
The
Real
lore
lore.
for American history.
Non-fictional lore.
But the tricky thing is also with a lot of the subject matter that we covered and are going to cover in Mercy, they're stories that I have no connection to. For example, like Jack's story. So I had to obviously talk to, thank God for Michelle. And, so a lot of it's not just independent research, but it's also talking to people who are a part of that community or who can tell that story or those stories. It's a lot of collab and a lot of help. It's insane. Like, you would really underestimate how much other people bring themselves and their work into the process as well. Like, not just the recording aspects.
There was one thing that my brain latched onto. You said source very Americanly. Like, you didn't say source. You said source. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, you
Must
said
be a
source.
South Island
It's
thing.
your fault, by the way. My accent is so fucked up because, one, I don't leave the house. I don't have friends here. I don't talk to any Kiwis, and my partner is American, and I listen to American voices hundreds of hours every week. So
True.
my accent, like when I go out and meet Kiwis, they're like, where are you from? Like, are you from America? How long have you been here? I'm like, bro, I was born here.
Oh
My sister too.
Yeah. So
You can always blame it on the South Island accent, but more rhotic. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just Scottish. You know.
Next question from Okami. Goldie, I was wondering, what's your favorite design out of the Mercy cast?
Okay, I have to say, I really, really enjoyed sketching like everyone's anatomy first and foremost. And for me personally, I feel like I have this problem of being stuck drawing like the same face or the same anatomy over and over again. So with how like colorful and diverse the cast is, it was really, really fun to just draw something different, you know, as basic as that is. But Leela was probably my can I talk? My most favorite character. Like, oh my gosh, she's so adorable, and
She's
I love drawing
adorable.
her glasses. Oh, I love the way her like hair just sits on her shoulders. It's really just fluffy and so cute. And I also really enjoyed Paxton. That was really fun too, just being able to experiment with different materials. Yeah, because he wears a lot of layers. Like he has like ruffles on his coat. He has like this really dramatic cape shawl thing, which is really fun. It kind of just drapes elegantly behind him. That's really cool. And also, I really hated drawing ruffles by the end of it, but I think it turned out nice in the final. Just having ruffles, like it's all over him. It's on his neck, it's on his sleeves, it's everywhere. But that was very fun to do, and it was definitely a learning experience, which I think I definitely needed. And, you know, I think genuinely that was probably the most fun part of it all. Just doing something different, something a little bit more out of the box for me. Just having fun with it, because I feel like I get lost in doing the same thing over and over again.
And character design is like a thing with silhouettes, right? Having distinct silhouettes for each character. Like every character in Mercy, like the main four, the silhouettes are so distinct, and it sort of informs some of the personality aspect as well, like the way that Paxton is more angular and has sharp edges, and Leela having like the softer curves, and that like it's just, I don't know, it's just good. I just really like ooh woo.
Good answer. Ooh woo's a great answer.
Yeah. Ooh woo. What a great answer.
My favorite moment when we were talking about character designs was when Jay had drawn Paxton Cross, and then James was like, "Give me a slutty waist." That's my favorite moment because then Jay gave Paxton a slutty waist.
Yeah, be careful.
I thought it was Wayne, and then I looked back in the conversation, and I was like, "It's Paxton." There's your behind-the-scenes tea.
One thing I love about this cast is that you guys are very enthusiastic about your characters. So, but his slutty waist is canonical now. So thank you, James. You can
Yes, that's true.
Oh, one thing I will say though about Wayne, and this is just me coming from an amateur learning artist. Drawing Wayne is so fucking hard for me because I was raised on yaoi, and you know they love the twinks in yaoi.
That's true.
Yes, and Wayne is definitely not a twink. If you see like any of the earlier art, or even at the current art that I have of Wayne, that's not what he looks like. He's supposed to look like a caveman, like a bear. So. But I think Goldie did a very, very, very good job at doing Wayne, and I'm very excited to share that with everyone.
Once again, it was a challenge. I need to draw more beefy men.
Yes.
I really need to.
Yes, we need more beefy men. Hell yeah.
The Mercy Bear rap.
On the early versions of the Mercy title card, Jay then put cowboy hats on all the jellyfish. And for the longest time, my my profile picture for both Discord and my work Slack was one of the jellyfish with the hats.
Oh man, I gotta bring that back. Goldie, we're gonna do a cowboy jellyfish second season cover.
Yes.
Say less. I'll do my best.
Hell yeah.
There was a picture that Jay drew of Wayne with this specific expression on his face, and it's actually my Tumblr profile pic. And like the art style, the colors, the shading, it was just so raw. I don't know. I fucking love it. It's my Tumblr pic.
Yeah, that's his resting, disgruntled face.
Okay, and then last question comes from Los Lomin? Lomine?
Yes, that's my partner. Can I say that?
Sure,
They help
your
a
partner.
lot. They help a lot with the process behind the scenes as well. So.
The question is, so when are y'all playing a TTRPG together? What is a TTRPG?
Tabletop.
Dungeons and Dragons.
But cooler.
Oh.
Like, it doesn't have to be Dungeons and Dragons. It could be anything.
I mean, my brain is on Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, yes.
Call of Cthulhu literally fits this
Yeah,
genre.
yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, yeah.
I play a lot of Call of Cthulhu.
I'm saying it right now, I'm not DMing or GMing anything. Like, God, no.
I believe
I do
Matt
believe
woke
someone
up-
has offered.
Matt woke up saying, "Oh my God, I'll GM it." Okay, now I'm going to go to bed now. So
That's amazing.
Did someone say TTRPG?
All right.
he's literally, yeah.
Matt's gonna run games for us.
Don't say it too loud. He's gonna wake up.
Oh, God.
He's gonna wake up
Wake
again.
back up. A question. I was like, oh my god, please, because I love TTRPGs.
I would like to do that in some way or another.
Well, I sure wouldn't.
Shut up. Oh, my
He's a
God.
hater.
What a sour
That hater out.
I'm just
Get
stirring
out
the
of here,
pot,
Wayne.
all right?
Y'all
I'm just
don't got a
stirring the
choice.
pot. I don't even know what that is. I know what Dungeons and
You don't know
Dragons
what
is.
pops are?
But no, what is? Wait, what?
When I say,
Lord.
guys, when I say that we wrote Wayne together based on Austin, I meant that. But it's okay. Austin and I share one brain cell, and Wayne is us both, essentially. Hopefully we can do more of these in the future. This has been fun.
I agree. This was a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was okay.
Let's
It
go.
wasn't the worst Sunday night I've ever had.
Bro's just hating now.
Look, I'm in a bratty mood. I've been up for too fucking long. I mean, I say that, but Jay has literally been up for like
Sassy Wayne Sawyer
72
over here.
hours.
Well, I was about to say I'm gonna go get my plane ticket and go to New Zealand to make sure you go to fucking bed.
It's okay, I'm closer. I'll just hop on down there.
Well, there you go.
We'll get some fish and chips from my uncle's shop, and then
Hell
I'll
yeah.
make you go to bed.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Fish and chips. Fucking love it.
Makes me want to lick my lips.
Oh my God.
Eat them for breakfast, lunch, and tea. Fish and chips
Chips
are
are
for me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah!
Who are these people?
Every primary school. Every New Zealand primary school.
Thank you,
Somebody
guys.
in the stream now, quickly.
If I can figure out how to do it, I will. Try to refrain from talking too much about spoilery things, but that's fine if you do. Whatever. Just.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
because that's
do it
what
or
it's
don't.
Just
I
mark
don't
it as-
care. I
Just
don't
mark it
care.
as spoilers. Okay, how do we end things? Can someone?
We end things by singing that song out of the box. So long, farewell. Wait, no, that's from the Sound of
That's
Music.
the Sound of Music. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's the Sound of
I love
Music.
that
What was I
everybody's
thinking
saying
of?
it delayed.
Thanks to everybody for being here
Austin
Hell
and
yeah.
hanging out
Yeah.
and for the questions.
Fun time.
And for all the fan stuff. Jesus Christ. Things
I
are
took
devolving.
physical damage from that.
Yeah, I know. My brain just spritzed out for a second.
That hurts. My stomach hurts now.
Good night, everyone.
Until next time,
Y'all take
y'all.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.